The last season of Game of Thrones left us all wanting more, and even though the second season of its prequel's in the making, we just can't help but wonder what's up with our beloved original characters. So is there ever going to be a Game of Thrones Season 9? What could it possibly be about? Stay tuned as we discuss all this and more in today's video. Let's jump right in. First up, will we get a Season 9? Okay, so we're not going to give you any false hope here. Yep, there's a possibility to develop further stories when it comes to the original characters of HBO's classic series, but will we get to see them on our screens? Well, no one knows that for sure. In 2019, on 19th of May, we said goodbye to what is easily the most popular TV show of the modern era, and after the 8th season, everyone was left wondering if winter will ever come again. At the moment, the chances of another season coming up are pretty slim. Apparently, the broadcaster and George R.R. Martin, the series writer himself, wanted the show to continue. Martin was recorded saying that there was a possibility that the show could have easily gone for 11, 12, 13 seasons. The programming president of HBO, Michael Lombardo, also discussed this topic in an interview a few years back. He said that saying goodbye to different projects was the hard part of their job. He also added that this journey was a part of David Benioff and D.B. Weiss's vision, so they had to make decisions accordingly. And well, that's gotta count for something since Lombardo's a network executive, and letting the show run for over 10 years. In fact, he said that himself. Now, what's next for the Game of Thrones franchise? So the exhilarating ride finally came to an end in 2019 with a wide range of reviews. With the arrival of the Night King and his army, emotions were running high, and the climax came with the torching of the King's Landing. With several main characters perishing, many fans wonder if we'll get to see what's coming next. And well, the current state of streaming services is very much in favor of sequels and new seasons, so we can't blame the fans for expecting more. Now, while there's a huge chance that the show might get picked up to continue the story after some years, but what about now? Well, there's good news for all the Game of Thrones fans out there. At the moment, a Jon Snow-centric sequel is in the pipeline. This show will, of course, follow the storyline of the fan-favorite character after he made the shocking discovery that his real name is Aegon Targaryen. What a plot twist, right? Let's hope this attempt is just as successful as the series, if not more. At the moment, things seem to be working in the show's favor, since it was announced that Kit Harington would be reprising his role. Now, who wouldn't want to watch that?
She never fooled you. You always knew exactly what she was.
Next up, here's what Martin had to say about the end of the series. Well, seems like the writer is really excited about the direction in which things are going, and while he doesn't have the liberty to share much about the upcoming show, not unless HBO gives him the green light, but he did say that things are going terrific, especially considering the fact that Harington brought his own team, and among the list of other things Martin's not allowed to reveal are the names of the writers and the showrunner. But hey, at least we'll get to see Game of Thrones continue in one form or another, in case Season 9 doesn't get made. What's more is that this is a huge step forward in the Game of Thrones universe. Apart from this, there are 6 other projects related to the series in the pipeline, so we won't be surprised if Disney manages to turn this into something similar to what it did with Marvel. Now, that's something we would love to see, but if they do decide to make a Season 9 somewhere down the line, what will it be about? Well, fans have some pretty wild theories about what might happen. Let's see what the future might hold for Arya. So, we all know Arya's love of travel and trying to figure out what is beyond the west of Westeros. The books tell us that the Sunset Sea is pretty much impossible to navigate, but many fans think that this won't be much of a challenge for Sansa Stark. There's also speculation that throughout her voyage, the brave woman might just figure out that the world is round by wounding up back at the Shadowlands of Essos. But of course, there's always the possibility that things might not work out so well for her.
Gonna leave me to die again if I get hurt?
Probably.
We might see her battle the Game of Thrones equivalent of a Loch Ness monster, and maybe she might even wound up at a Bermuda Triangle of sorts. Well, whatever it may be, we're sure that exploring this storyline would allow for some pretty cool things. Next up, the return of the Freefolk. With the Night King gone, the Freefolk don't really have to worry about the threats he brought along with him. Now, of course, this wouldn't have been possible without the intervention of our dearest Jon Snow. After Mance Rayder's plans were interrupted, the Freefolk were given asylum as a token of appreciation Tywin for their help against the army of the dead. Now, we did see a lot of them returning beyond the wall, but there's a huge possibility that some decided to spread across Westeros and settle. This would be an interesting subplot and worth following if Season 9 gets a green light. Following up, Children of the Forest would no longer be extinct. Okay, this is very interesting and one of our favorite theories. So, you know that Children of the Forest used to inhabit Westeros around 12,000 years before the storyline, even before the first men arrived. Well, there's a possibility that some might still be alive and hiding in the forests or in their underground cavern. Even though it was shown that one of the Night King's deadliest attacks destroyed the last few of these moss green skinned creatures, we're pretty certain that some might still be out there. It would be really cool to see them no longer be just an old wives' tale and play an active part in the story. Now, Jon Snow's headed north. The brutal winters of the lands of Always Winter make the place well worthy of its name, but that's not all the North has to offer. A flashback showing the Night King's creation showed that the true north of Westeros used to be filled with life. Now that the White Walkers are dead, we can safely assume that things might be going back to their original form. So maybe we'll get to see a more radiant version of the North. What's interesting is that no one really knows much about the true topography of these lands. Well, there's a huge chance that Jon Snow might just change that. In the Season 8 finale, we saw Snow journey towards the north, and well, this would definitely allow him to explore new lands and see what's been hiding under all the ice. Now, even if a sequel never takes place, there's a chance that we just might get to see this in the Jon Snow sequel. Moving on, what's up with Daenerys? So we saw Daenerys transform into her father, Mad King Aerys, in order to get back her birthright, and things don't end well for her as she dies. But there's a chance that all's not over for the Mother of Dragons. We see Drogon carry her lifeless body. Now, this automatically gives birth to the possibility that the dragon might be headed to the Red Temple on Volantis. If that's true, and the High Priestess, Kinvara, ends up resurrecting her, then Westeros is in some pretty big trouble. Lastly, Sansa's headed north as well. We all saw Sansa Stark get crowned the queen in the north and become the first independent monarch, at least since Torrhen's star bent the knee to Aegon Targaryen. So we know that Sansa has what it takes to govern the biggest political region in Westeros, and in a way, her past traumatic experiences serve as a blessing in disguise. What she went through in the King's Landing, Ramsay Bolton's Winterfell, and the Vale shaped her into a capable commander. Now, with her skills and effectiveness, there's a chance that the queen might expand her territory. And where's she gonna go? North, of course. Adding to this, just hear us out, Sansa is very objective and has a calculating nature. This makes her very difficult from Daenerys, and in a way, a better ruler compared to her. That's a wrap for this video, folks. Do you think we'll ever see a Game of Thrones Season 9? Please let us know what you think in the comments down below. And while you're down there, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more awesome videos like these. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one with the latest updates.